Three more people are tonight being treated for coronavirus. The number of positive cases in South Australia surging to 19. And a woman is waiting on test results after being removed from an international flight that arrived in Adelaide from the United Kingdom. She's suspected of contracting the deadly virus.
Emirates Flight 440 just landed in Adelaide from London via Dubai. Passengers sent into a frenzy when heavily suited quarantine officers made their way on board.
When we landed, we were told to stay seated because quarantine were coming on board the aircraft.
Ryan was sitting 2 rows in front of a woman who was given protective gear and escorted off the plane.
Cabin crew never told us anything. When I got off, I asked one of the border control officers.
The worried traveller given no advice despite asking questions about the suspected coronavirus case.
I'm unsure what to do. I just look out for symptoms and carry on, but if I have it, it's obviously spreading.
Today, SA Health unable to confirm if the person taken off the plane was tested for the virus. What they could confirm, though, 3 new cases here in South Australia. One, a woman in her 30s who recently travelled from the UK, a man in his 50s returning from the US, and a woman in her 80s who had come in contact with someone who already had the virus.
I understand that she is a contact of one of our confirmed cases.
The news coming as the Premier held a crisis cabinet meeting this morning to discuss plans for the coming days and weeks.
It's likely that there will be other restrictions down the track. We want to make sure that we can stay in front.
Testing stations across the city full to the brim, lines out the door of people anxiously waiting to get tested at the City and Flinders clinics. Despite fears people are being turned away, the Chief Public Health Officer says they are more than prepared.
I am very confident that we are providing an excellent level of testing in South Australia.
Concerns too on the demands on medical staff and supplies. The Medical Officers Association says it's imperative workers are put first.
It's now very important that we focus on what the clinicians' needs are, issues around fatigue, around equipment, around safety gear.
In the last hour, Sacred Heart College has confirmed it will close both of its campuses following one of its students testing positive for coronavirus yesterday. In a statement, they said for the safety of their staff and students, they will close both senior and junior schools to do a thorough clean. And in regards to today's new cases, SA Health is still yet to confirm exactly where those patients travelled and where they have travelled since returning to Adelaide.
OK, thanks for those details, Keziah. Well, new restrictions on large gatherings already having an impact on our daily lives. Sporting, entertainment and school events cancelled. Nursing home staff and residents preparing for lockdown. Now, the situation is constantly changing and decisions are being made on the fly, with South Australians bracing for the full impact of the coronavirus pandemic.
This is football in a coronavirus world. The stands empty, players fist and elbow bumping, drinks never shared. The SANFL joining the AFL in banning spectators from all matches this season as football leagues scramble to respond to the government's mass gathering restrictions.
We're as much in the dark as everyone else at the moment in that it's a relatively new situation to address.
The Amateurs League considering its options, such as delaying the start of the season.
Do we have any definitive answers as to what the pathway is forward right now? No, we don't.
The AFLW game between the Crows and Giants will be held in front of empty stands at Hisense Stadium tomorrow, while fans will be allowed to see Adelaide United take on the Newcastle Jets at Hindmarsh, despite this closed training session today. For schools such as Emmanuel and Ross Trevor colleges, all sport is canned this weekend, but other Saturday competitions are playing on. At the Fringe, slim crowds are doing little to dampen the mood of determined showgoers.
Can't go to the football, so you've got to come to the Fringe. So you've got to get out and enjoy yourself and have fun, despite what, else is going on in the world.
Lines snaking down the road for the Adelaide Festival's Dollhouse. Aged care facilities such as Ashford Hospital and St George's Park at Fitzroy now starting to restrict visits.
I am very, very keen to limit the number of visitors attending aged care services in South Australia.
Thoroughbred Racing SA is limiting crowds at all future meets, allowing just 500 people at the track. Schools including Henley High are planning on postponing or cancelling Year 12 formals. At supermarkets, panic buying is reaching fever pitch. People at this Goodwood Woolworths rushing to fill their trolleys with pantry essentials.
I'm especially worried for the kids, so I'm just trying to get nappies and wipes, whatever I can for them.
Lucy Hinton is at Adelaide Oval. The Nitro Circus is right now happening there. Lucy, this could be the last big event at the Oval for months.
Well, Will, they're very lucky to see the circus today because it will be the circus's last show in Australia this year because it is cancelling the remainder of its tour due to those coronavirus restrictions. Nitro Circus is promising a full refund to people who have purchased tickets to those now cancelled shows. But what isn't clear is what's going to happen to people who have memberships with AFL clubs or ovals and whether they're entitled to any such refunds. We know the Crows say that they're now working through this extremely complex issue. Port Adelaide, however, is remaining tight-lipped. The Adelaide Oval Stadium Management Authority is sending a letter to its members asking for patience as it too works through this unprecedented event. But the good news for those AFL fans who purchased tickets to round one through official channels, you're entitled to a full refund. Will?
Okay, Lucy Hinton, thank you.